Welcome back to Tansy Academy. In this particular video, we'll be discussing about banking application. This is the project number 3 listed on our SQL projects web page of Tansy Academy website. So as you know, we have total 8 projects in our SQL training course. You can do all the 8 projects, or you can pick any project that you want to begin with. So in this video, we'll be discussing about banking application only, and I have one video for each project that you can watch or listen to. So in this video, we'll be talking about banking application. I will break down my discussion into 3 parts. First part, we'll be discussing about the business requirements, what are the banking functionalities that we are going to code. In the part 2, we'll be discussing about the SQL task involved in this banking application. See, banking application is a huge application. There will be hundreds of IT resources working, like front-end developer, back-end developer, DevOps, but our scope of project is just as a SQL developer or database developer. So in the part 2, we'll be talking about the task that will be undertaking as the database developer only. In part 3 of the discussion, we'll be talking about how you are going to achieve this project overall, how you are going to submit, how we are going to review and send your feedback. So let's begin with the part 1, the business requirements of banking application. So the objective is to develop a database system for managing banking operations, including loans, accounts, transaction, customer data. This is a simplified scope so that the student can handle in 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. The scope, so I have divided this banking application into 5 different modules, software modules. The first module is loan and repayment management. The second module is the customer and account management. The third module is transaction and fund transfer. And then next module is employee branch management, and at last audit, logging and data integrity. So let's take a look at each of this module, what we'll be doing here. In the loan management module, you will handle loans, installments and payments. You will track repayment status and loan details. In the customer and account management module, you will manage customer profiles, their accounts and login credentials, and you track account balances for different account a customer might hold. For transaction management, you will handle transaction including deposit, withdrawals and fund transfers, and log transaction details for auditing purposes. In employee and branch management module, you will track employee details and their assignments to specific branches, and you manage branch level operations. In audit and logging module, you will be doing log key system activities for compliance and debugging. We are going to go in detail about how you accomplish the database task against these modules in coming slides. So this is the high level how data flows in the banking application. Again, this is a simplified reduced scope. It's not like end-to-end the real banking application, but we have picked up the core operations of a given bank. So we have city, and then there will be multiple branches within a city, and there will be employees working for a given branch, and you have customers assigned to branches, and the customer can have multiple accounts. They can have a credit account, they can have a debit account, their savings account, they can also have a loan account. So everything should be recorded into account, and then they can maintain beneficiary and transfer funds to their beneficiary. So if account is credit or debit, it will have cards. If it is account type is loan, it will have loan details, and followed by loan installment and loan payment. And for any account, we are going to maintain account history. So if you go dive deep into this data model here, I'm going to show you different tables. I expect you already have the knowledge what a database table, column, what data type, what a primary and foreign key is, because we have detailed discussion about this. We have 100 topics in our SQL course which were already discussed in detail in a regular weekly Zoom meeting. So here I'll be just going through these tables so that you know what a table is meant for in this particular project. So let's start with the client. Okay, so let me see where we have the client. Okay, he is here. Customer. Okay, as I told, we captured the customer information in this table, and a given customer can have multiple accounts. He can have a loan account, a savings account, current account, credit card account. Okay, and if the account is credit or debit, there will be a card assigned to this. And one more flexibility we gave is, for a given savings account, you can have multiple cards. You can have one card for you, for your spouse, for your kids, Okay, and then there will be transaction made against each account, debit or credit, ATM withdrawals, online purchases, whatever. It will be tracked in transaction tables. And we are going to maintain account history for each account. Let's say a customer, he withdrew money from his debit account, so we will record here saying that this is his current balance, what was his balance before this transaction, what is the balance after, whether it's the latest transaction for that account. Okay, and then if it's a debit card, we'll say what was his previous balance and what is his current balance. This is the transaction table here, customer we cover, and this is the table to hold customer login password, whether his login is active or not. And then here a customer can have multiple beneficiary and he can initiate an online fund transfer. Here we talked about branches. A city can have multiple branches, and then there will be employees working in a given branch. Okay, and then here if it is a loan account is loan, then you see this line, it will be going and joining to this loan. So here you will capture the details. You will not capture loan details in account. Okay, you will be capturing that in a separate table called loan. It will be linked to a account ID though. Okay, like account ID to say to which, see, if you want to know to which customer this loan belongs, we don't have customer ID here. You have to go to you have to use join between loan to customer table, to account table, and then you will be joining your customer table to know which customer this loan belongs to. And for a given loan, whenever the loan is approved, you have to write database logic to come up with the installments for that given loan. What will be the installment amount, due date, how many installments, and then a user will make payments, debits or credits for each account. So same way he'll make the payment for the loan account in the transaction table. So you need to link this transaction ID to say this payment belongs to this particular installment ID. So thus what is being done here in loan payment table. Okay, so this is your data model. Let me go over each table. City, it maintains a list of cities where branches are located. This bold one is the table name, database table name. Branch is a table name. It tracks details about branches. Employee stores employee information. Customer stores customer information. Account maintain details about customer accounts, including balance and account type. Account type is very important, whether it's a loan account or debit account, savings account, current account or credit card account. Account history, we already talked, it tracks changes in account balances over time. Card manager customer card details, including limits and expiration dates. Transaction logs all financial transactions such as deposits, withdrawals, fund transfer. Everything will be recorded in this transaction table. Beneficiary manages beneficiary details. Fund transfer records details of fund transfer, including sender, recipient, and timestamps. This will be fund transfer to external bank also. Loan store details about loans, including amounts, terms, associated accounts. Loan installments track loan payment, repayment installments, including due dates and payment status, whether the installment was paid or not. Loan payment records payments made towards specific loan installments. Customer login tracks customer login credentials. Audit log, log system actions for compliance and troubleshoot. Continuing further with our discussion, let's compare the projects that you will be doing as part of your SQL training with the real world projects. As explained before, real world projects typically consist of 500 to 1000 database tables to manage complex business operations. This is the case when you talk about your banking project or your food delivery app. And then it's developed in real world. The software is developed and maintained by teams of 100 plus IT professionals working for several years, and it involves large scale coordination across multiple domain system and stakeholders. But our SQL training projects at Tansy Academy, it has a reduced scope, designed with under 20 tables to cover core business operations. And it is a focused learning, includes essential database concepts, ensuring comprehensive coverage of real world scenarios. And most important is it's tailored for students to complete each project within 1 to 2 weeks, aligning with their learning pace. So it's you might have guessed now, it's not possible for one person to complete the project similar to the real world project where there are 500 to 1000 tables. It cannot be done by an individual. You need a team of 100 plus people to perform such large scale projects. And key takeaway from this discussion is these training projects will cover all SQL skills that are commonly asked during interviews, and it will make it easier for you to crack SQL related job interviews. Completing all 8 projects equips you with SQL expertise equivalent to or exceeding 1+ year of real world experience. And this is true. Let's say that you targeted to do the first project with some help, and then in the second project you will try to be more independent, and in third project you are 100% independent, and in the fourth project your confidence level will go up. So by the time you complete all 8 projects, I would say completing 8 projects experience is equal to someone working for 1+ year in a real world project. Okay. And then we have about 100 lessons in our SQL training course, and we cover these lessons in detail during our regular Zoom classes. And apart from covering those 100 topics in regular Zoom classes, I will be taking up one of the 8 projects, and I will be completing all the assignments, and I will show you how to code the project end to end on a given database platform during our regular Zoom classes. And this includes designing the database, writing queries, implementing end-to-end functionalities. And after I complete each assignment under a project, I will be sharing the code for you so that you can use that project. See, you will be having video recording, you will also have the code for that project. Then using these 2 resources, you will have to implement the SQL skill set for the project that you are doing independently. Individual projects use the share logic, techniques and structure to complete your individual projects independently. Okay, this ensures hand-on learning while building confidence in applying SQL skills. And most important thing is, this question comes up like, okay, so our training supports 4 different database platforms: MySQL, Postgres, Oracle and MS SQL Server. So you can choose any of the platform for your project. We will support you, we will review your project on any of these platforms. Okay, and the key point is, let's say if you want to challenge yourself, why don't you take up one project per database platform, so that you will gain broader SQL experience, and you will have more confidence when you go and sit in an interview. It's up to you. See, again, it's all about the time. If you have time, you can do try to crack one project each in one of these in all of these DB platforms. If you don't have time, you pick a platform and complete your project in there. And other thought process is, if you are targeting for a specific job in a specific database platform, let's say that you feel that there are more openings for Postgres, then take up the project on Postgres. Do first project and second project or third project as time permits on this single platform only. Okay. SQL projects for beginner. Project completion plan. Ideally aim to complete 2 projects. See, anyhow I'll be doing one project during the regular Zoom classes, and you will be doing your first project. Definitely you might need some guidance when you are doing your first project, but you need to go for the second project and try to do it independently. Even when you are in the second project, if you are requiring some guidance, then you have to go to third project, and you have to go to fourth, fifth, until you reach a point where you can independently complete the project end to end. Okay, important note: choose one project and complete all 7 assignments for that project. Here I need to exit the full screen and show you our website. So I would prefer to go to the projects using this header link, SQL projects. So these are our 8 projects. Okay, and under each project we have 7 assignments. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have chosen a project here, try to complete all the assignments from here. Don't jump around. Like, let's say that you are doing a DDL assignment as part of company management, and then you are doing DML as part of student management. That will be very hard, because when you are doing a DDL assignment, you need the tables. you will be creating the tables, and you will use the same tables in DML assignment. And again, you will be using the same data to write your DQL select statements, and you will use the same table, same data to write the queries for your dashboard. So let's say I'm going to click this. So I will be going to the individual lesson here, and here see, let's say this is chapter 7. Chapter 7 has 4 assignments. Okay, so the first one is for company management, and then if you click this second one, it will be for a different project. So don't get confused with this. Follow the links provided in the SQL projects. Okay, this approach will ensure a deep understanding of a chosen domain while progressively mastering SQL skills. Moving on, SQL project assignments. As I showed you, each project will have 7 assignments. Okay, let's go through these assignments in detail. So let me pick up a project. So I can pick this project. So the DDL assignment, if you click this, you will have questions. See, mostly we have already designed the tables for you, because this designing is done by a data modeler or a data architect, which will be at a much higher senior level. So we have given the table structure and definitions and data types for you. All you have to do is you have to come up with the SQL statement to create these tables. Okay, so this is your 5th assignment, where you will be creating your tables. You have to answer all the questions here. And then moving forward in the chapter 3, you have to create about 15 to 20 tables. You will have 15 to 20 questions in this is chapter 5. See, chapter 3 is just to introduce you to the concept of tables, rows and columns. So this won't be used in your assignments down the road in your project. This is for you to get the taste of what a table is, how to name a table, how to have columns. You might, so this is like a rough work for you to get your hands on to the tables and columns before you enter the your real project. Okay, so your real project starts with the DDL assignment chapter 5. You'll be creating tables and columns here, and then after you do that, then your second assignment will be DML. So here you will be using the same tables you created in chapter 5 assignment, and then here you will be inserting data, you will be updating data, and then you will be using complex SQL queries, like using upset concept. You will be updating the tables using joins. You will be deleting records. You will also delete using a join. You will be truncating. So you will perform all these operations on the tables that were created in chapter 5. So chapter 6 is your DML. And then moving forward, so DML, how many you have? About 20 questions in DML. In DQL, this is where you will be writing about 150 queries against the same tables and same data that you created in chapter 5 and 6. So this is your chapter 7 DQL assignment 1. So in chapter 7 you will be doing 2 assignments. This will be the first assignment. So I made sure that you will be working on most of the commands that we will be covering extensively in our Zoom class. So this turns out to be about you will be end up writing about 150 SQL queries to complete this assignment. So after this assignment, again in the chapter 7, you have a dashboard reporting assignment, where this will be like about less than 10 queries. So key part is this key visual, writing the queries for the key visuals. Let me take here. So this is the chapter 7 DQL assignment for company management system. Most importantly, you have to write queries to fetch data for such reports. So this is very important. And then, as I said, this will have about less than 20 queries to be written. So use this questions here to answer, to come up with your queries. Most importantly, you have to use this dashboard mockup for you to understand how to frame your query. And then moving forward, the final project is you will have another project, data model assignment. Here you will be using a tool, data modeling tool, to draw the data model. So it's like we have seen this in the previous slides. Let me just I'll show you an example. So you need to come up with a diagram like this in your chapter 8 assignment. Okay, so let me see, where are we? Yeah, so we covered chapter 6, chapter 7, and then finally chapter 10 is very important assignment. Here you will be coding complex stored procedures as part of chapter 10. This will be the last assignment. You'll be coding stored procedures. These are the questions for your stored procedures, and then you will be writing database views, you'll be writing database functions, and you'll be writing database triggers. So anyhow, as I said, I will be doing all this in live class for one project, and you can use that as a base to do the same on your project. Okay, and other thing is, we have given mockups in the chapter 10. If you are, say, let's say you are taking a banking application, then in the chapter 10 of the banking application you have markup screens, so you can use these screens to understand your project better, how to query, how to make sure that the output of your results are matching to the desired formats. Okay, so every project has a markup. I recommend you guys go through that markup. Okay, and then moving forward, and how to submit your assignments. Okay, yeah, so we covered this, and then you will be submitting your assignments so that your mentor or project guide will review and give the feedback. So the way you submit is and the project will be marked completed only after successful approval from your mentor guide. Okay, uh, create a new Google Drive folder in your Google login and name it accordingly as per the recommendations. This will be the link where you can go, and you need to have a Gmail ID for this, and then you create a Google Drive folder. Okay, and I'll be showing you in our regular Zoom class how to do this. Share your Google Drive folder. After you create the folder, you have to share it with the email of your mentor or guide, and then you have to upload your files into this Google Drive folder. Okay, key points is assignment not adhering to naming or folder standards may delay the review process. So this will be your Google Drive folder name. You need to mention your name and your batch ID, and then this will be the individual files, like this is for the chapter 5 assignment, this is for chapter 6 assignment. So if you are doing a project on MySQL, use the keyword MySQL in the file name. If you are doing it on Postgres, use Postgres as keyword, and then this bank is the name of the project. If you are doing company, you say chapter 5 DDL Postgres company.sql. So use this, and I will be see, if once you join our course, you will be getting raw files. So I'll be sharing the raw files for one of the application to you, so that you can also go into the files and see how you write your queries, answers, selects, inserts, updates, so that it will be easy for us to review. Okay, and then in chapter 10, if you are writing a stored procedure, we recommend to create one file for each stored procedure, and then one file for each trigger, and then one file for each database view, and then one file for each function you end up writing. And then like we have covered this in chapter 2, like a software architecture. Let's say that you are doing a food delivery app, right? So the end-to-end food delivery app, when it's published on the internet, it will have a front end, it will have a back end logic, and it will have a database logic. So the project that you will be doing, the assignments that you will be doing, will be part of this database layer. You won't be doing front end or back end, because this course is about database developer. So what you do will fit in at this layer, DB layer. So you'll be creating database tables, objects, and publish it to the database, and that will be your task as a database developer. Okay, so this is what presentation layer, business layer, data layer, stores, manages, and retrieves application data, and you will be working on this particular part of the software architecture. Okay, write SQL projects. Where SQL projects fits in, we discussed it. SQL project focuses on the data layer, the foundation of a software system. The tasks include, you'll be designing database schema, managing data storage and retrieval. Chapter 5, 6, and 7 assignments. You will be optimizing the data access in chapter 10 using stored procedures and views, and you will also ensure that data integrity and security is maintained. all will happen at this level. Your work in SQL projects directly supports the backend layer of by enabling efficient data handling for business operations. And then if you talk about the software development lifecycle, you should know, the work you are doing, the assignments you are doing, where do they fit in the real world. As we discussed in chapter 2, there are about 6 to 7 phases in SDLC, software development lifecycle. So what you do, right, it fits at system design and implementation. So that means, so there will be some design part where you the senior people will design the data model here, and then in this phase 4 implementation part, there will be developers coding the front end, developers coding the back end logic, and then you will also be involved here as a database developer to write your stored procedures or query or to do report developing in the stage 4. Okay. And then you will also support testing if there are any bugs found in your database tables or queries or stored procedures. You will be notified at this stage, and then you will have to go and fix those errors. And then you will be involved when the you'll be writing your database programs here, logic or codes here, code blocks here. They need to be deployed to the production. So you will be involved in step 4, writing the code, in step 5 when it's tested if there are errors, and you will also be involved when your code will be pushed to the production. Okay. And then if you talk about the roles in the SDLC, right, so in the planning phase, you will be dealing with business analyst, product owner, who will define the business requirements. In the design phase, you will be dealing with solution architect and data architect. Data architect is a person with about 5 to 10 years of experience. So you being the beginner, there will be a data architect on your team, and there will be a data modeler. And in the implementation phase, the IT roles will be like front-end developer, back-end developer. So this is where you fit in terms of the IT roles related to this software development lifecycle. So you'll be working as a database developer or a report developer, and then you won't be involving in testing phase where QA engineers and database testers will be doing the testing. And in the deployment phase, the roles related to the database will be database administrator. But I want to make sure that this course does not cover the database administration topics or a stream. This course is aimed at you becoming a database developer or report developer at the stage 4 of the SDLC. So these are all different roles involved in completing a software project. And as I have already showed you, we have dashboard markups and website markups. So I recommend you guys to use this. So this is what I meant by markups. This is the website markup. Let's say you are working on a banking. So in general, this is how the screens will be developed, and the customers using the banking mobile app or web app, they will be seeing the data in this format on the web app or mobile app. Okay. So I recommend you use this so that you understand how your data is being used by the end customer. And as I told, this is the dashboard reports. You have to use these mockups too. And then why these mockups are important. It clarify the data inputs, outputs, and relationship required. You will see how your data will be formatted, what is required. You can also see when user is logging in, what are the input fields. If you are writing a stored procedure to validate a login, you will see what is coming in from the website and how you are going to use that to say that a login is correct or wrong. And then it enhance workflow understanding. It can be also used as a communication tool between business people and the software development people, so that there are no misalignment or misunderstanding of the requirements. You are mentor at Tansy. Every student will be assigned a dedicated mentor guide. Each student is assigned a mentor to support their learning journey. So what will be the mentor doing? Assignment review and approval. He will be reviewing your assignments and he or she will review and approve the assignments, and he will also guide you in your first project, help students understand the project requirements in depth, answer any questions related to database design queries and workflows. And apart from that, he or she will conduct a mock interviews at end of your project to see if you are ready to crack the real world interviews. Key benefit, personalized mentorship ensures students are job ready and confident in their SQL skills, so that you don't get stuck with your projects, or let's say you have some issue with the group by or some SQL commands, you can take help from your mentor. And finally, what is the outcome of this entire SQL training course at Tansy Academy? So you will gain key skills gained is proficiency in designing and managing relational databases. You'll get hands-on experience during your projects for SQL data definition language, data manipulation language, and data query language. And also you get experience on advanced topics like database views, triggers, and database store procedures. You will know how to connect the business requirements and how to convert those business requirements into SQL code. And the practical experience front, you will completion of a real world SQL projects covering multiple domains. You have opportunity of doing 8 projects at Tansy Academy. So depending on time, you can get experience on various domains in the sense you'll be doing a company management software, you'll be working on a banking software, you'll be working like on a social media app like Facebook app, you'll be working on a food delivery app. So it's up to you which domain you want to choose, pick and choose. Exposed to database development and query optimization. So you'll be writing a lot of queries. Maybe you'll be writing about 500 plus queries to complete your project. Career readiness, once you do the projects, if you're not confident after project 1, complete the project 2. Even after you are not confident in project 2, after project 2, go for project 3. But you go to a point where you are job ready and you are confident enough to tackle SQL interview questions through mock-up interview sessions that we conduct, and expertise to apply for roles like database developer, data analyst, and SQL programmer. At the end, once you successfully complete your project and your project is approved by your project guide, then you will be receiving a SQL certification validating your skills and project completion. So if anyone has any doubt beyond this detailed explanation of the project, you can contact us on social at tansyacademy.com, or you can go and fill up a contact form at our website tansyacademy.com.